One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Now that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com. One of our favorite sponsors is back. This episode of No Simple Road is brought to you by Manscaped, who, by the way, is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. They obsess over their technology developments to provide you with the best tools for your grooming experience. I said all that without taking a breath. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide, and No Simple Road has an exclusive offer for the No Simple Road family. 20% off and free shipping with the code NSR20 at manscaped.com. So check that out. You know what? They hooked us up with a bunch of free stuff. And
I even got some Manscaped undies.
I know. You got the whole
I
kit
got the
and
whole
caboodle.
kit and
The
it's
undies
sitting
are
right there.
nice. They're so silky and soft. They make you feel
Yeah.
nice.
They do make you feel nice. And the trimmer makes you feel nice too. I was telling Apple this morning, I used to use my beard trimmer on my balls.
The first commercial you did, you were like, that's nasty.
And it is nasty, but apart from being nasty, that thing is dangerous. It pinches the hell out of your ball sack, and that is no fun. So what they did, Manscaped came up with this lawnmower 3.0 thing, and it's got this ceramic blade and a light, and you got to really try to hurt yourself with this thing. Like, I don't know if it can actually even be done. So it's pretty fucking awesome. And they've got you covered basically everywhere below the waist. They have wipes, they have ball toner, ball lotion. So
they have a powder or something?
It's fine to be a wook. I get it. There's lots of wooks that listen to the show. I love all you guys. I could even be considered a wook in certain instances, but it is not cool to be a wook when you take down your
Down
drawers
under.
and there's a fucking huge bush staring at everybody. All right, it's just, I mean,
What's
unless
up
you're
with the
into
retro
that,
vibes? 70 retro vibes.
you
What's
can
wrong
have
with that?
70s retro vibe and still keep it trimmed
That's
and
true.
looking on point, man.
Yeah.
So go ahead, go over to manscaped.com, check it out. You're going to get 20% off, free shipping with the code NSR20. And look, your balls are going to thank you. You're going to have free shipping. There's all kinds of stuff. You can even get a nose hair trimmer.
And 20% off is a good deal.
That is a good
It's a
deal.
really good deal.
Go check it out. Manscaped.com, promo code NSR20, 20% off and free shipping. This episode of No Simple Road is also brought to you by
Grady's
Cold Brew. If you're one of those people like me that always wanted to have cold brew at home but didn't want to deal with trying to make it, now we have hooked you up. Well, Grady's hooked you up. What they do is they send you this bag and it comes with a kit worth of bean bags. There's 36 cups worth of coffee in this thing. You put 4 bean bags in this Ziploc pouch thing. You fill it with 8 cups of water. You put it in the fridge, and overnight you have magical
Voila.
elves that come into your fridge and make cold brew coffee. And it is not just normal cold brew coffee. This stuff has chicory, secret spices, and coffee, and it comes out as this magical elixir that makes your eyes open and puts a spring in your step. I saw Melanie actually, the top of her head blew off the other day when she took a sip of this stuff. And
It's no joke, everybody.
people that like their coffee sweet sometimes use a lot less sweetener with this. For some reason, the chicory and milk do something magic.
It did it for me. I didn't need any added sweetener when I did that.
It did it for me. I have an addiction to sugar. This helped me
whole
cut down
family
on
did,
it. It does. It's got a fantastic flavor, and it does put a pep in your step.
So yeah, and you can control the concentrate of it. Since it's cold brew concentrate, you can add water. You can also make it hot. It's $1 a cup as opposed to $5 a cup when you go out to some other place to get it other than your house. So check it out. Go to Grady'sColdBrew.com, put in the promo code NSR. You're going to get 20% off your
20%
purchase.
off.
It's like, I think it comes out to $26.
It was like $24, $25, which is so worth it just to try it.
Yeah. And when you try it, you know that you're supporting No Simple Road.
Yeah.
You're hooking up a local Bronx, New York family company.
Heck yeah.
So
I can get behind that.
Hell yeah. Go to Grady'sColdBrew.com, put in the promo code NSR, and hook yourself up with some cold brew. Keep yourself awake, and don't let yourself get caught slipping.
Hey, everybody. Have you ever listened to Leon the Third?
Out of a monkey?
That you got from Electric Fish Lights?
Shit.
You're gonna. You are. Go to electricfishlights.com, and what you're going to find is lights made from IQ technology. Aaron, what's IQ technology?
What is it?
Well, listen, it is a system of 15 interlocking pieces that can be configured into 30 different shapes. And when you put those things together, they can create pretty much any configuration that you can think of. If you want a cartoon character, your favorite sports team, you want a fish-themed fish.
I say we've got a fish.
lamp.
We've got jellyfish in our house. I've got a minion in my room. I have my Philadelphia Eagles sports one.
Can I just tell you that I did yoga with Adrian, and my sloth, Bruno, was the one that was dictating my
That is
yoga
Mel's
moves.
light.
That is phenomenal. So you can just hear the entire... It was like yoga with Adrian was in my room, except Bruno the sloth was telling me.
So what Mel's talking about is a light bulb that has a color changing upgrade and also has a Bluetooth speaker.
That's
in it.
right.
Any NSR family member that orders a light with the color changing upgrade also gets a No Simple Road Electric Fish Lights collaborative poster.
Limited edition.
And they're giving you 10% off. So put in the promo code NSR when you check out, and you are going to get hooked up with that 10% off. Go tell them what you want them to build. They're going to give you something that's going to light up your life. electricfishlights.com.
We're so excited to tell you a bit about today's sponsor, Music Masters Collective. They are a nonprofit organization that produces unique music events, providing opportunities for fans and artists to meet and collaborate in an inspired and creative atmosphere.
Music Masters Collective events give you the opportunity to learn from world-class musicians like Otil Burbridge, Steve Earle, Richard Thompson, former members of the band, the Milk Carton Kids, Nikki Glaspie, the Fab Four, and Sean Colvin, and so many more.
At an event like the Milk Carton Kids Sad Song Summer Camp happening this July, you can expect immersive classes, evenings of entertainment, excellent food, and a space for a lucky group of folks to learn, co-write, workshop, and perform with like-minded peers, all with the guidance of Kenneth Pattengale, Joey Ryan, and some of their favorite songwriters. This all-inclusive week in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York is guaranteed to be magical. Scholarships are available and spots are extremely limited, so visit www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple to learn more. That's www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple. Check it out.
Hey everyone, Chris Pandolfi from the infamous String Dusters here to let you know that my podcast, Inside the Musician's Brain, is back on the airwaves for Season 4, which means it's time once again to get deep with influential musicians from all across the musical landscape to really understand and translate the lessons of success, failure, inspiration, and hard work that are behind the music and the artists that we love. My guests this season include Rachel Price from Lake Street Dives, Sam Bush, Chris Wood, Chris Funk from The Decemberists, Lindsay Liu, MC Taylor from His Golden Messenger, and more. Check us out, and thanks for listening.
No simple road. No simple road. No simple road. No simple road.
It's okay to be excited. It's all right.
We're allowed.
You're allowed to be. You know what, man? Hey, now. No
I'm
Simple
not
Road
scared.
family.
I'm excited.
That's not funny.
I'm so excited.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody, to this episode of No Simple Road, which we have our fantastic, wonderful guest, Leon the Third.
I like when we all say stuff together. So cheesy.
I love it, too. Makes me happy.
Shop Tour Buzz.
Welcome to No Simple Road, Leon the Third. We had a blast with this interview. We had a even bigger blast listening to the music that you put out. The album, Velvet.
Antlers in Velvet.
Antlers in Velvet. I just love that. I love
What does that evoke in your mind?
Well, Velvet is very like touching velvet, looking at how when you touch velvet, how it like is one color one way, one color the other. It's luxurious. And then you throw antlers in there, and antlers represent, spiritual awakeness and attuneness, and also antlers on deers are dope. And it just emotes this. I don't even know what the feeling is, but it's interesting to me.
And antlers actually have velvet on them. When you feel an antler when they're alive, so they have velvet.
When
it's
they're
a
new.
velvety feeling thing. Yeah, that's what they call molt every year.
Okay, so right there, antlers in velvet. That means like a young freaking buck that's all attuned.
I
don't know.
It makes me think of like coming at somebody, but softly. Do you know what I mean?
I think
like
of
you
like
use antlers to
Antlers
protect.
in velvet.
Yeah, you would protect yourself with your antlers.
Yeah, it's like antlers in
velvet.
Okay, this is what
I'm gonna punch you. With
This
a
is my
velvet
thing.
glove.
It's like a fireplace, and there's like this luxurious like throw on the floor in like velvet, and then there's like, I don't know, it's kind of like a sexy like thought in my head. Fireplace going.
See, you know what? That's the badass thing about music, art,
Imagery,
poetry is
words.
that it invokes different thought
Yeah.
for
To everybody.
everybody that sees it. And I think it's cool when I understand that everybody's different and we all have different thoughts. And I think it's really cool when art that is subjective like that invokes the same message for people. Like when people catch the same vibe out of something, it's like, wow, that's like needle in a haystack shit. 1 in a million. Like,
Or is it like, sometimes things can be like ambiguous, but they're trying underneath there, trying to make people think the same thing?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I know.
I don't
a
know
whole
either.
lot you guys don't know.
I
Oh my
definitely
gosh.
don't know a lot of
Well,
shit.
I'll tell you one thing I do know is
What do you know?
on top of listening to this album, their album just came out on March the 5th. You can go listen to the whole thing now. Before we were able to listen to several tracks, these guys also make some of the dopest videos. Their videos are amazing. You got to go over to YouTube or wherever you can and check out these videos, like Fly Migrator. We talk about that in this interview and their other videos. These guys, they're just amazing. They have an amazing sound. It's very psychedelic, low key. It's soothing.
And,
I have this quote from the interview, which I love. I love looking back at my notes during the interviews. One of the things that his dad says, it's not cool to complain with your mouth full.
oh, do you remember the context of that?
No.
The context of that is like We were talking about the pandemic and being grateful, I think, for the stuff that we have.
Well, there it is.
And like complaining with your mouth full is like complaining when you're sitting in your nice warm house.
I think complaining, period, sucks. Like,
well, sometimes you gotta fucking complain, man.
It's-
complaining when your cup floweth over.
but
Yeah.
there's a difference between complaining and like talking about what's going on. Like you can definitely let somebody know about like unhappy things, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a complaint. It can be facts.
That's true. If anything,
It's all about the tone.
I've
it
learned
really
that
is.
through 2020.
Yeah, because you can tell somebody something, and then you can like tell somebody be at somebody
Yep.
about it, you know? And I don't think anybody likes being told what to do, like at them. But if it's like, I'm just sharing something with you, that's a whole different thought process. And it's a whole, it falls on you differently.
Yeah, totally. And that made me think of something. And it's a comment that I saw on our YouTube channel, by the way. And,
Okay.
And this might be off topic, but whatever. It's No Simple Road.
We're on topic all the time, babe.
Yeah, it's our topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you like me now? Cash me outside. The comment said, I love the interview, but I feel like I listened to a 30-minute intro before the show. So somebody was saying that they liked the interview that we did, but the intro was too long. And I think, at least for me, I feel responsible in that I take it for granted that the people listening to the show know what we're doing. And we don't very often like say, hey, No Simple Road is this thing, right? And so it made me think, well, shit, next time we record an intro, I want to say something about this. Because I don't want anybody to listen and feel like they got tricked. So
Yeah, there's no trickery here. We have several. I know several people listen to our show that I'm close to that sometimes just go to the interviews. And
I
stuff.
know
You
some
it's an
people that just
option.
listen to the intro.
And some people
Yes.
listen to the intro because everybody's got different tastes.
Well, we have to acknowledge if somebody that we interview has their whole own like following and people that love them, they're most likely going to listen to our interview because they love that person. They may not be
Right.
listening because they know us or love us. Maybe it's just like, hey, I really love Leon III, so I'm going to listen to this interview. However, it's our show.
Well,
And our show is us talking about our life, our week, our thoughts about this person that's been on our show, maybe stuff that's during the week that's, happened to us. So if you're listening for the first time today,
welcome.
welcome. We hope you enjoy the latter part of our interview. But the first part of our interview is all about us and what No Simple Road does during the week, what we stand for, what we like, our interests, and all of that. So you can fast forward through this, or
Yeah.
you
Or
can
not.
take
Well,
some time to get to know who we are.
Hang on. So what I commented back was, No Simple Road is you're getting 2 for 1 with No Simple Road. You get 2 shows with each episode. You get the No Simple Road part of it, and then you get the interview with the guests that you came to listen for.
Yep.
There's 2 things happening here. So you get our life before, and then our interview with.
Yeah, and if you don't care about our life, that's totally cool with us. Fast forward.
Yeah,
I was
man.
gonna say, I'm not gonna-
We're not offended, but
And
you have to understand that
That's one of the wonderful things about the world we live in is we have the option of fast forwarding through the
hell yeah.
I love watching talk shows, for the guests. I
Really?
don't want to hear yeah, once in a while, like Jimmy Fallon or something. It's got somebody on I really want to see. I don't want to see all the silly monologue stuff and all that, but you can go straight to that. You can do that with music. You put on a new album. You don't like track 3, you don't listen to track 3.
That's
Boom,
right.
next track. We are in control.
Thanks
of
for
what
reminding
we
us that,
input,
Apple.
Yeah, man.
If you're you don't need to sit there and not enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, go to the next thing.
Well, it's a trip, man. Like, I guess No Simple Road is always I don't guess. No Simple Road is always on my mind. But I've been thinking about it a lot more lately because the show's growing and we're doing different stuff than we ever
Yeah.
did before. and moving into the YouTube space is weird.
Oh my gosh.
And
it definitely has brought a little bit of anxiety
for you.
for me. And I'll say a little bit, and I mean a little bit, but I'll just say a little bit because I don't want to be critiqued. I never wanted to be critiqued.
But you
ever.
can be. That's what I was saying to you the other day. You can be critiqued now. It's no different just because somebody can see you.
It's true, and it's just where my head is like my head's at, and I'm trying to make sense of it because I'm not trying to critique anybody that I don't know. I'm not like trying to look for pages and say, hey, you shouldn't do things this way, or hey, why are you wearing your hair like that? That's not part of my practice as a human being. So when I find it at me, it's disturbing.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mel. I mean, I spend a good amount of time on YouTube. I play
I don't.
I play YouTube videos during the day while I work and stuff, and the comment section of YouTube is the Wild West.
Yeah.
That's why I don't pay attention to comments.
And check this
and I
out, man.
won't.
We did that interview with Jamel,
Yeah.
and it's gotten thousands of views at this point. And the comment section is the sweetest, nicest comment section I have ever seen. So
There was a couple that were not perfect.
but they weren't snotty
rude.
or mean
No.
or rude, or it was people's opinion, and that's totally fine. I think that energetically, what No Simple Road is, I don't feel like we're in that space of having that happen. I mean, of course, it's always possible.
I understand that it's going to happen. I'm not even trying to stop it from happening. There's nothing that's going to be perfect, that everybody's going to like what we say or do. I understand that, but I'm human, and I'm figuring out how I can take those less than perfect comments and take them, and not necessarily let it ruin my day or what I'm going to say, but I'm still learning.
Right.
And that's the point. It's like everybody has to go through a learning process with something new. And YouTube is a new forum for us.
Yeah. And that's like I said to Apple this morning, man, like just because I have the idea of us doing video and going on YouTube doesn't mean that you guys have to be on board. Like,
yeah. And I haven't 100%.
And that's why I said to Apple, I'm like, are you okay with it today? Are you cool with it? He was like, yeah.
I have two feelings about it. I am okay, not like, don't ever do it, but it's a learning process. And one of my favorite things about doing a podcast was the anonymity that it had. I could, like as far as like myself, like nobody's watching me, nobody's seeing that I've got my Adidas pants on and my sweatshirt on. And that to me was the best part of it, because I could not focus on how I look or if I'm looking at a certain camera angle. Nobody's looking at me either. So they're not like, oh, her fucking curl on that right side is pissing me off. Or, you know what I mean? Like there's just no visual aspect to critique. You're just hearing with your ears. So it's coming at you from a different perspective. Now, when you add the video, now I'm conscious that I have to look forward. I'm not taking notes like I usually would, because I don't want people looking at the top of my head. So it's changed my dynamic.
I'm going to give you a different camera angle so you can still take notes.
Well, but like I'm discussing it openly because I don't want to stay in a certain box. I want to be able to grow, but
Yeah,
I'm just letting everybody out there know about my
It's a trip.
about how it makes me feel, and I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to grow with it, but these are my concerns and these are my little bugaboos in regards to it.
These are
It
my
is.
two bugaboos.
My little bugaboos. Everybody's got bugaboos about stuff.
What
Some
is it?
people are. I'm
Bear
not
traps and
well, but some people are
Bear
really.
traps are for bears. Get your foot out of
Especially like you, babe, like you're good at the limelight. You're like, I don't care, or it doesn't bother you.
doesn't.
But I have hangups, and I'm working through them through the show. So that's
actually cool.
And that's why I'm talking about it. And it's a weird thing to talk about something as it's happening, and you're having to work it out at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, I shit my pants in front of everybody. I'm going to excuse myself, go clean up,
But
and come
first
back.
I'm going to tell everybody I shit my pants.
Exactly. And so it is a strange thing. So bear with me, everybody, while I get used to it. I won't always feel like this, but right now I currently do.
Yeah, I think that through 2020, in realizing that I felt disconnected from everybody and everything, and that a good portion of our listening family felt like that, I mean, we started off in the first part of quarantine doing the bedtime stories, just so that like we would all stay connected.
Yeah.
And we started doing the video because we started doing Zoom chats with people.
Which
is so much more engaging.
I love. Yeah.
Right.
I will say that right there. I love doing that.
And I realized that it adds another level of connection for people and for us. The way that we feel connected with the guest, it gives our family a chance to see us and to feel connected. And to me, in my head, I was like, there's nothing but good that feels like to me. Like, I don't find a negative in that. And my I have hang-ups about shit, like, with that.
Like what?
I hate the way I look on video. It drives me nuts. Like,
But you're cute, babe.
yeah, whatever. I don't like it. And like getting it right, you know, like the lighting right and the right camera and that stuff, I want to get it right. And
I want to get it right too. I don't want to stay
right
feeling like this.
And
about
so to me, it was like, we're growing, and this is another like point of connection for us with everyone. And so I'm going for it. I don't do shit halfway. I'm not that kind of person.
No.
If I'm going to do it,
That's why I love you.
I'm going to fucking do it. And so that's how I felt with this. Like, okay,
I'm not like that.
I'm going to learn everything I can about this. I'm going to do it. And having Jamel on did something for our channel. So thanks, Jamel.
Thanks, Jamel.
Thanks, Jamel.
Yeah.
And,
thanks for everything. Not just that, but for everything.
Just being awesome.
And for
Yeah.
the show, it did a lot for the show too. And so I want to be a good caretaker of that thing.
You are. You're a really good caretaker. It's just challenging to exploit all of my insecurities in front of
The world.
or not even the world, whoever happens to stumble upon our channel.
Man, think about like your journals, like
Yeah.
that you've written in, not this one, like the ones that are in our room in your dresser, right? Guys like Andy and Leon III, they're putting that to music and playing it for people and getting up on a stage with a physical spotlight on them and traveling to city, and people are feeling and seeing that. That's nuts. Think about the trip that is. Like, we're at our house, in our room, in our studio.
That's why it always appealed to me, because I was in a safe space, and YouTube doesn't feel like a safe space for me yet.
We safe.
No, you know, it's all my head trip, you guys. Like, I understand. Like, I'm not being, kind of contradictory.
Why do you want me to shut it down, Mel?
Because you know how I am. I don't want success. No, it's just learning curve, everybody. I'm just being honest about my learning curve. You know, I've always liked to be behind the scenes and support everybody else who wants to be in front of the camera. I love that. I love being somebody who can help people look beautiful, feel beautiful, and then go for it. I love that Sydney is so comfortable in front of the camera, and she blesses so many people. I love that. I enjoy watching people on stage, but I've never considered myself that, and I've never felt like I needed to do that. And now that this is happening, I'm changing my thoughts about it, and it's happening in real time.
What about you, Apple? Where are you at?
I look at it this way. I don't care if I'm on video or on a stage or whatever. I'm doing this to have fun. When something becomes not fun, I don't want to do it anymore. This is fun. I don't see it not becoming fun. And I'm not saying this in a callous way of saying like I don't care what people think, but I never really have. I'm getting older, so it makes it easier to care less.
That's true.
I just want to enjoy life, and I want to enjoy good people. It's kind of like I look at it as like going out in public or wherever, if you run into somebody that's not a nice person, I ain't got time for that. Move on. I don't want to acknowledge that. I'm doing this, and first of all, for us and for the artists and for our listeners that love us. If you don't like, there's a lot of things that all of us don't like out there. If you don't like it, move on. It's not for you.
Believe
There's
it
millions
if you
of
need it.
things
If you
out there.
don't, just pass
And
it
see,
on.
that's-
The only thing I don't like about doing the YouTube thing, I have a hard time with the lights.
Oh yeah, those
I
lights
always
are crazy.
have, lights in your face. Fucking, I have very sensitive eyes because I got blue eye. I'm very sensitive towards light.
We need to get you some shades.
So I feel like
Yeah.
that. Well, that's what I was gonna say. I may have to start wearing sunglasses during these
Apple's
because,
fucking
Maybe
because
I'll wear-
I'm
that'll help
very
me too.
sensitive to lights, and the lights are, on blast.
Yeah.
So, but no, I enjoy it, and the thing I like about it is because I'm a visual person. Like, you guys listen to a lot more podcasts and things. I like to have visual to go with it. Since we started doing the Zoom interviews, it's much more interactive to get to see people's smiles and
Yeah.
reactions, body language, what everybody's at home, what's in the background, because everybody, you kind of get it on point when you never go on a video and people are going to see it. You want your favorite shit in the background. You dress a little, a lot of times, like Mel said, we'd be sitting in here doing a phone interview, in our pajamas, bed head, not even really, fully engaged. Now we're like fully engaged every time we get to see. We're like looking forward to, you straighten yourself up, and it makes it more professional. It makes it more engaging, and I like that.
Yeah.
And I personally have always loved YouTube. I'm on YouTube all the time. I say it on here all the time. Go over to YouTube, watch the videos, and also look at, I don't care if somebody recognizes it. Shit, we're doing this. I want to be recognized. I love what we do. Recognize.
You guys really help me. I want everybody else out there to know that too. Like, with all my dumb little hang-ups, just the fact that you guys are, like you said, you're a little bit older and it's easier to just kind of not care. That helps me because I'm in that company. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys have that mindset. It's like, yeah, that's true. Like, look, it's not about me trying to put my best foot forward and I'm trying to be perfect in front of camera. No, it's just that
It's new.
it's new and I'm into what I'm doing. Like, I'm into myself, taking my notes, listening to the artist. I'm not trying to engage in anybody else. The engagement comes when you listen to it, like the listener, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, that's the engagement. But I just have to learn new skills, and I'm, listening to you, Apple, really does help.
One thing I've never understood. I mean, I get it, whatever, if that's what you want to do, but I've never understood. Like, when I was younger, I've always loved movies. Like, I want to be a movie critic. Well, can't do that. I'm not critical enough. If I don't like something, I move on. And I'm definitely not going to sit there. Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and dwell on it and badmouth somebody. I'm going to tell the people, my close loved ones, like the word of mouth thing. I'm going to be like, I didn't like that. I'm not going to sit there and, I don't get the social media world where people sit there and fight and make negative comments and try to tear shit down. Why waste your time on that? You move on to something you love. It's like the same thing. Like, Yelp reviewer, like with food, place was horrible, blah, blah, this and that. Like 2 paragraphs later, it's like, what's that? It's not necessary. Just don't go there anymore.
Say I didn't like it.
Yeah, and find something you do like. Life is short. Time is the most valuable commodity there is, and don't waste your time being negative. Yeah.
Don't be negative.
Yeah. So anyway, do we want to say how we catch up on our week real quick?
Yeah, why don't you lead it off?
Yeah, man.
Okay, I'll lead off. Last week, Aaron has reminded me several times. I shared a lot of personal stuff. I'm going through some medical issues and getting them dealt with.
Thank you for doing
and
that,
stuff.
for
Yeah,
real.
man.
You make it less awkward and more comfortable for other people to talk about their butthole issues.
Yeah, everybody's got problems, and so many times you think it's just you or something, and it's not true. It's
Everybody
amazing.
poops. Everybody has a butthole.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I'm doing good. I went to the doctor again.
Hashtag
and
anal
I'm-
health.
and I'm taking care of myself, and
Yay.
that's important especially as you get older.
And
I
I-
just said a minute ago, time is the greatest commodity, and if you want that time, you got to take care of yourself to stay here.
I've noticed your spirits have been higher.
Yeah. And work has been great and everything, and just I had a really good week. Very busy, which I love. I mean, being not busy sucks.
Weird. It's dude, I gotta tell you something, man. It's fucking weird seeing the The Apple I knew in Vegas hated work, hated being busy, couldn't stand having any responsibility.
Yeah, I just wanted to lay on the couch and be stoned and be left alone. Now I'm still stoned and working in the cannabis industry, and I've
right.
turned that into a motivational thing. Like, I mean, the cannabis industry has. People
Flip the
think,
script.
Yeah.
people think a bunch of stoners. It's like, well, here we are 5 years into it, and just one of the biggest booming industries
Shredding
in the
it.
country.
Yep.
Just killing it. We brought so much tax revenue to this state during COVID, when other places were shut down and not able to. It's an honor to be part of that and be able to help that machine go.
Hell
And
yeah,
That's
Apple.
dope, man. Get
Yeah.
it? That's dope.
Congratulations, man. That's because you're doing something that you're naturally good at and naturally passionate about. You're causing a positive change in that community, and you're representing it well. You know, like, you're working hard, you're innovative, you're keeping like people taken care of, literally taken care of. I know that I use cannabis at the end of a work shift or on my weekends
What?
or on a day-to-day. It depends. But it's like I have a relationship with it. And what you're doing is bringing all these different types of methods to use this incredible medicine for people to better themselves, to relax, to become introspective, to become creative, so many different things. And so for you to be part of that and having credit for it, you deserve it.
Thank you.
You do.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But that's
job,
my
bro.
way of doing good. And we're just, you know, the podcast is just a continuously awesome thing that gets better all the time. And to be
Yeah.
able to share it with you guys, and that's my week and where my head's at. And Mel, how was your week?
Oh, talk about introspection. I was very introspective this whole entire week. Last week, it was last Friday, we did our intro for the previous episode.
Jamel.
And there was a lot of synchronicities in the sense of like timing, like all crossing together. Like, you know, I don't want to say dwelling, but I've been expressing all these things that I've been working on with my mom, my relationship, and just my ease of like just what it's causing in my life, just like the disruption. And the other day I was like cleaning out my garage. You know, I was trying to find this therapist for that reason. Like, everything's fine, the house looks good, we're in order, but I want to like clean out all the stuff, get rid of more. I want to thin out more, and that was my objective. And I asked for that, and I took that on, and it came in the form of dealing with it through the relationship of my mom. And I didn't expect that, but nevertheless,
There you go.
yeah, that's what I got. And so this week has just been really great with my being left alone with those thoughts and kind of coming to terms with that and what that means. And I've had support from the No Simple Road family, which in turn is our family, which I'm so grateful for. Thank you, John B., for reaching out to me personally. And just always, you're such a good big brother is what I can say. An East Coast big brother that I am so proud to have on our team. Constant supporter of the show, of us as individuals, such a good promoter of things. And you really helped to take me through the week. And so I'm getting all emotional, but thanks, John B., so much for doing that.
For being John B.
Yeah.
He is good at that, man.
And it wasn't just John B., but like you were the emotional straw that broke the camel's back, that like what I say is relevant and what I share is important, not just for myself, but for everybody listening, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just not used to being so open
Supported.
with myself and supported. Yeah. And I'm asking for this. I've asked for it in my life for a certain kind of healing that is deeper than just the shallow, like, oh, everything's fine.
How you doing? Good.
No, this is like, like I'm almost there, cleaned out, but this just really.
There's one big box in the corner that you haven't been able to move. You needed help. You need a moving company for that one. It's filled with all kinds of junk from like back in the day.
And you got company now.
You got
a moving company besides me and Aaron. You got our listeners, John B. These people that love us.
No, and
we love.
Jenny's reached that, like, just Jess, just fucking, so many that, so many. All my homegirls, all my homeboys out there, all my family showing me some love, which is where I needed the healing the most. Is really with my family, repairing my family and having arms out there and necks and legs and eyeballs and, having everybody just come together and showing me love is dope.
That is really cool. I know what you mean. Yesterday, it was right after work and my phone rang. We were doing something and I let it ring.
We were cooking.
Yeah. And then I looked and it was Brady. And I called him back and I was like, hey, man, what's going on? And he was like, hey, bro, I'm down in San Francisco visiting family. And I was just thinking about you and wanted to call you and say hi. And that may seem small to a lot of people, but to me, that's a huge fucking deal.
It was so cool.
That is a big deal to me. I need to learn that skill better. And it was really cool to have somebody do that for me. And just the caliber of people that are part of this No Simple Road thing and family is such a incredible thing. Like the cream of the crop, the best of the best, wonderful, kind, sweet human beings, man. And that I'm proud to say that our family and our friends and
our lives have been enriched.
Yeah,
completely.
Man. And another thing for me this week, like, I know I've been saying it a lot, but this is going to sound really dumb. I really miss music, man. I really, really like it. I feel it.
That does not sound
feel
dumb.
It in my fucking teeth. Like, I miss live music so bad. And I think maybe it's because there's light at the end of the tunnel. Like when I was thinking, like, not knowing if it was coming back, I wasn't letting myself feel the feels of it much. I was kind of like, didn't want to make myself bummed out. And now that I've seen that there's some light at the end of the tunnel, like I've came out of hiding with that thing and re-feeling it. And my God, I miss it so much. I miss
There's opportunities.
I know it's not there yet, but it will be. Mm-hmm. And I just miss it.
And kudos to everybody who is having any part in making those opportunities happen. Whoever's able to figure out the safe and proper ways to throw live music, kudos to you. I mean,
yeah,
that's like a pioneer right now.
Yeah, learning to chart uncharted waters.
Yeah, taking on maybe whatever insurance costs it may have, or God knows what. But it entails,
working on, like, I'm actively talking with Hog Farm about us going. I think that will most likely end up working out, and just got an email going with summer camp about going out there, and. So there's stuff on the horizon, that's all. And Trey put out a new song this week that is as prophetic and awesome as anything that Trey does ever. And so just music has made a little resurgence in my head this week, and it was really cool. And, on the flip side of that, like, just dealing with the week to week of working from home is still an adjustment, and I think it will be until music comes back for me, and things open up all the way. But I just realized that, like, it's okay to be on the roller coaster at this point, and why fight it? If I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it, and if I'm not, I'm not, and that's just the way it is. And struggling against it and, like, trying to act like it doesn't bother me is bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
all it does, so that like you're already struggling with something, and then you're adding a struggle to your struggle.
Denial.
Yeah.
through
Yeah,
struggle.
like make it so. Hey, let me make this hard thing extra hard on myself. So I'm not doing that. Like this week you were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I'm not good today." You were like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I'm on the roller coaster. I'm feeling it. That's it." Oh, okay. So then you know what I mean. So
Yeah, we
Yeah.
didn't beef or
no,
anything.
no,
Like,
no.
it was,
It's
I
just fucking. I'm going
I
to bed
just
at
like to know-
4:30.
I just like to know what I'm dealing with is all. Like,
Yeah,
because
we
then
all
I-
check on each other, and it doesn't warrant a huge conversation. Just like, "Are you all right?" And it's good.
Nope.
It's nice to hear you guys did it with me. You know, I've been funky for a couple weeks, and I spoke about it on last week's show, and I'm continuing to deal with it, and ain't complaining. And
And then on the flip side of that, like we released that episode with Jamel, and it blew up our YouTube channel, and
yeah,
really made me like, whoa, added a dimension to things. And so it's this huge mixture of like yin yang,
yeah.
and it's cool, man. It is what it is. It's life right now. And I don't know about you guys out there or you guys here, but like, I don't know. Mortality has been on my mind a lot lately for some reason. I don't know why. Like just the,
we've been threatened.
well, no, it's not even that. Like just how fast everything is. Like
Yeah.
life is so quick, and like I think back to when I was in high school and like summer vacation was coming around, and then summer would happen and it seemed like forever that we were in summer vacation, or a school year seemed like forever. And now it isn't like that. Like the years just zip by. We're already almost through the first quarter of 2021. Like we've been dealing with COVID for over a year now, and things are just fast. And so like it's been on my mind, the nature of life and mortality, like this super weird thing, like trying to grab onto moments because they're flying by so fast, and like wanting to really soak everything in, every little bit of everything. And then there's those days where I'm like, fuck this, I'm going to bed at 4:30, like I said, or I can't do this anymore today.
The mortality thing has definitely been on my mind too, because I mentioned it a couple times. I don't know who said it. I read something in the last week or so where it was the one thing that everybody wants, that like when you're on your deathbed, when you know you're going out, what is the one thing everybody wants? Time. It's not money. It's not this or that or anything. It's more time, usually with your loved ones, your family, for yourself, whatever. Time is precious, and it seems like it is going so much. I thought it was just me for a while until the last couple of months. Everybody is saying, young, old, everything. Time is going by so fast. The weeks go by so quick right now after being locked down for a year. It's like, boom, another. It's Monday. Got to get up. Go.
Oh, it's Monday.
And
Oh,
it's like,
Monday.
whoa, it's Friday. Holy shit. What happened? It's Friday already. Time is bolting.
Yeah, and that thing, like that speed up thing, that's fast forward shit that's going on, like that's part of the reason I miss music so much, because there's only fucking so much time.
Yeah.
And it's going by, and it's
You're
like,
missing out
I
on
want,
it.
No, not I just like, okay, like I'm gonna be 50 this year, man. Like,
Yeah, what does that feel
I'm
like?
ready to go see some fucking music. Let's go. Let's get this fucking party started. Show on the road, literally and figuratively. Like, what does it feel like? It's fucking nuts. I'm 18, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I remember seeing a 50-year-old and thinking, that poor old guy. You know? Poor dude.
Or like
He's
when
50.
our parents were 50, it was like, oh my God, they're 50.
God, they're old. But now I'm almost there, and it's like, well, shit. I hope there's 50 more. Like, I don't know. It's very weird and hard to get my head around, and I'm realizing too that like Darwin's gonna start barking.
Yeah, we see somebody up on the hill walking their dogs.
Hey, Darwin,
He
chill
doesn't.
out.
He doesn't approve.
Anyway, yeah, it's a mind fuck, is what that is. And I know that age is just a number and whatever, but like, it's still
It's still a number.
yeah. And in my head, like I said, I'm 18, and I just know some more shit. I know how to do stuff. You know, that's it.
But at the same time, we talked about too, you know more shit, but we also know less shit. It's like that thing you always thought. I thought when I got older, I was gonna have all the answers. And no, my dad's almost 80, and he's like, I don't know shit, son.
Yep.
All I know is I want to enjoy myself and live life.
Yep. And so that's where I'm at this week, man. Just riding the waves as they come. And you know, we didn't talk about it too much, but this interview with Andy, like, what a fucking awesome person. What a sweet human being. And him and I have been in contact since and texted each other and DM'd, and he made a comment on a post that we did. I was listening to the album and put it on our Instagram, and he commented and said, shit, you know what? I'm not going to ruin it. I'm going to read it to you guys. Hang on a second.
He's going to read it to you while he finds this.
You know, I want you guys to hear good music too. We shouldn't be, that's part of the job of No Simple Road is to introduce you to good shit. And so anyway.
And to get introduced to good shit. We've been introduced to so much through this podcast we didn't know about.
So I posted the Leon III album cover, the Antlers in Velvet, on our Instagram, and he commented and said, thanks, y'all. If the only thing we ever achieve in this musical journey is meeting people like Aaron, Mel, and Apple, then we've been incredibly successful. That's fucking huge.
Thanks, brother.
Man.
Holy shit.
That's a big deal.
I know.
Like that
For
a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And so
and articulating it in that particular way, like that's what it amazes me about the people that we have on the show, and then the listeners that listen to those shows, is how they articulate their appreciation and love for the show and what we're doing. And that's the medicine that comes from
NSR.
Yeah.
At least that's what I'm noticing for myself, and what I see it doing for you guys too. There's, you know, Apple was telling us about meeting a listener at Define, one of our beautiful sponsors. And there's 1,000,001 ways that this show has the potential of blessing you. And
us.
And us. I mean you as the greater you. Us. You know, the whole. And I didn't realize that potential. I just didn't know it. I didn't know it existed to the degree that it would affect us.
So you guys are awesome, and we love you guys. And Andy, thanks again for coming on the show, man. Leon III is fucking amazing. Antlers in Velvet is a home run all the way out of the park and across the planet, man. It is super special, and you guys out there need to scoop it up. So
the medicine that the doctor ordered.
Yep. Let's do the business.
Okay.
Business.
Yep. Follow us on all the social media platforms at
No Simple Road.
Go to www.nosimpleroad.com. Sign up for the email list, and also all the back episodes are there. And also, you can click on the merch tab at the top, and there is No Simple Road merchandise up there. You can get shirts and hoodies, stickers. What else? Fanny packs.
Yeah.
Camping season is coming. Get yourself one of those
cool
metal
coffee tin.
coffee cups
Those
with
are
our logo on
cute.
it. They're fucking cool, and it helps the show, man. And then also, please, pretty please, with sugar on top, leave us a 5-star review if you haven't. If you're a weekly listener of the show, or even if you're new to the show and you dig it, go on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review on there, because check it out. It doesn't cost you anything but a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And it helps other people find out about the show. Those reviews do so much for us, you guys.
Yeah.
And hey, Buzz, thanks, man. I know that we read your review last week on the show. That was Heap Hike.
Oh,
That was
Buzz.
So thanks, man.
Oh.
And speaking of blessing the show, if you want to monetarily help the show, head over to patreon.com/No Simple Road and become a Chan donator.
Shout out to Todd. Todd D. You are a Chan donator.
Thank you, Todd.
We love you.
We love you, man.
Put a huge smile on my face when I saw that. I just
That was a new one this week, Todd?
yeah. Well, I mean, last week, middle.
Yeah.
Oh,
sometime within
Time
this,
is relative,
yes.
Apple.
Todd, thank
sometime
you.
within the last 2 weeks, Todd D hooked it up. thank you so much. Made me have a little heart smile for the cute dollars. And you rock.
Yeah. And you know what? Everybody out there, thanks for listening to the show, man. You guys make our days special. And I hope that hearing the intros makes you happy. I hope the interviews make you happy. We got some really great shit coming your way.
Yeah,
so
we do.
Just stay tuned, man. And it's part of that great stuff is this interview with Andy from Leon the Third. So we're going to get to it.
All right.
Ready?
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
Without
I think
further
they're
ado,
ready.
the No Simple Road crew gives you
Leon the Third.
All right. Cool, man. We're rolling and recording and everything is happening. Stars have aligned.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I'm Aaron.
Thank you.
How you doing, man?
I'm great. I'm Andy.
Nice to meet you, Andy.
This is Mel, Andy, and we have one more.
And I'm Apple. Thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you more for having me. It's great to have a conversation today. So I appreciate
Yes.
it.
You know, it's funny, man. Like lately, it's just nice to talk to people that aren't in our house.
I can completely relate.
How are you doing, Andy? Are you faring okay these days?
Yeah, I can't complain. My father always said it's not cool to complain with your mouth full.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a good one.
I feel that way. I try to remind myself of that all the time.
Wow.
You know, it's obviously been an adventure for everybody, but you know, I've tried to make the most of it and you know, write some music and try to stay tapped in and just see where we go from here.
Right.
How about y'all? You doing okay?
Go ahead, Mel.
We're doing all right. I mean, I think we're no different than anyone else with the whole roller coaster ride that everyone's on, you know, emotionally, creatively, physically, you know, like some days are fantastic. It's great. Like, you know what? It's not so bad being home. And then other days like, what the hell? When can we leave? I want to see people. So today's a high day. I'm on the peak today because it just, you know, I guess I've been in the valley the last few, but it's been good overall.
I think the hardest part for me is like not having connection with people as like I did, and feeling a sense of like community, like that going to concerts and festivals and being involved in the music scene I really learned since this started that gave me a really deep sense of community, and the show has become the lifeline to that thing since this started.
Right. Yeah. I feel like you know, I'm pretty usually always have something on the horizon to look forward to or to do, and a tour or a recording session or whatever it may be, and not having those things is sort of sapped my energy, I guess, at times.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
We've said that the not having shit to look forward to is weird and a tough thing to navigate.
As we're getting older, we realized it's kind of it's like the fountain of youth. When you're getting older, it gives you something to go congregate, get with people, get out there and dance, and it's a workout for the mind, body, spirit, and that's been taken away. So we got to find it elsewhere, which is hard.
Yeah, I feel like too once you slow down and you stop running in the race, it's hard to go back. It's like,
Yes.
sloth breeds sloth. It's like, I don't want to do anything anymore.
No
Oh my
shit.
gosh, yes.
Yeah, man.
I totally fall into that whole mode. I have plenty of energy most of the days, but since this, it's like, I don't feel like it. I don't want to.
Yeah, you wake.
What bother?
We've all said that you wake up like within an hour of getting a decent night's sleep. It's like, I'm tired already. What the hell? I didn't even do anything. What the hell?
I don't know, man. This is, like I said, the talking to people like you has become the lifeblood of the house. We all live together here in Portland, so it's become like the life's blood of the household, like that keeps us going, something to look forward to every week, and finding out new music too. That's been another really integral part of this whole journey, and finding you guys was one of those awesome things for us, man. Thanks for what you do, bro. It's really beautiful.
I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
Andy,
Well,
can you get into like?
That's what I was going to. Well, on that note, we have you.
Oh, yeah,
we know
Jesus.
who you are. Introduce
sorry.
yourself to our listeners and tell us what you do, and let's get into your music here.
My name is Andy Stepanian, and I am in a musical group that is really a vehicle for my songs called Leon the Third, Leon I. And technically, Leon the Third is a duo. My friend and longtime musical collaborator Mason Brent is sort of the Mick Ronson to the whole operation. He's a really talented multi-instrumentalist, and he and I have a long musical history together. We were and still are in a band called Wrinkle Neck Mules, which had a notable amount of success on the East Coast in particular. Kind of a almost country rock or bluegrass sort of vibe to Wrinkle Neck Mules. It still exists, but not at a pace that is that brisk. And so I was kind of grumpy and personally moving in a different direction musically, or wanted to try something different from a band that has been together since 1999, Wrinkle Neck Mules.
Oh wow!
And so I went out and forged this little thing called Leon the Third, which is really it feels like we've been at it for a while, but it's really just getting off the ground. We have one album that came out in 2018, I think, and another one that is set to come out here in a few weeks or in the beginning of March. And we're just, trying to create and trying to do something unique. And Leon the Third.
Well, I would say you definitely have created something unique, because we've been listening, went back to, Wrinkle Neck Mules, listened to that, and then you listen to the first album that you did, Leon the Third, like the transition from the country. It's really interesting to listen to. And then the two new songs we can listen to, it's like it keeps getting more psychedelic.
Yeah, we're trying to get out there more, and some of it is when we started Leon the Third, I truly didn't know what it was going to sound like necessarily, and I love that notion of not really having a very defined thing, but now I'm sort of getting more and more confident with where I think it's going and the different ingredients that I can use to kind of keep getting out there into the darker part of the forest.
How do you get with your same partner and create a different music to bring? Like, you know, if you're already kind of making music, how do you switch that to a whole different sound?
You know, one of the things is that Wrinkle Neck Mules is a 5-piece band that has multiple songwriters in it and has been the same lineup since 2005. And I always sort of think about it in the same terms as like visual art or something. So you have the band, and each of those band members really paints with certain colors, and they don't necessarily use other colors. And so the painting always kind of ends up having certain characteristics that because of the people that are in it. So the design behind Leon III was to, although Mason is part of it, the rest of the band is totally in flux at all times.
Okay.
And so that includes the recording band, which in both instances there was some overlap, but we kind of sourced people that we admire and whose music we love. And the same with the live band. It changes all the time. And so I think, and that's really what I wanted. I always wanted people that paint with different new colors, and so that is how I think we're trying to push this music into a different realm. And we're thinking about a third album right now. We've got the songs thanks to the mighty COVID. I thinking about, okay, you know, what's the next iteration look like, and should it be the same, or should it be radically change who's involved in this thing?
Well, it feels a lot like Apple was saying, we went back and listened to Wrinkle Neck Mules and then Leon III, and it feels like a journey. And then even from the first album to the second album, there's depth, there's distance between those two. Yeah. And the thing that always interests me with artists like you is I want to know the personal side of that. Like, I know when huge sea changes happen in my life, something happened. Something was there. There was an impetus that caused that thing to happen. And so for you, what was the thing that started this wanting to paint with different colors like that?
What is a city without its music?
The legacy of the New York Philharmonic is incredible.
Nearly 2 centuries of history. That's a lot of music and a lot of stories.
I was sitting on stage for the very first time thinking, I can't quite believe this is happening.
Join me, Jamie Bernstein, as we explore the history of the New York Philharmonic. It's the NY Phil story made in New York, a podcast about a city, its people, and their orchestra. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
It sounds kind of lofty and puffy, but like there's this, and I don't purport to know exactly what it is, but there's this thing I read about that is a Buddhist idea called structural drift, which is that an organism is a totally during the course of your life, all of the cells that you used to have, they die, and your body regenerates new cells. And so the person that you are at 45 is not the same person you were when you were 22, because literally you are a different life form. You're different cells and new cells. And so I don't feel like I'm the same person that I was back then. I don't, and therefore my musical taste, although there are definitely some central threads to all this, things that have been there since the beginning, but my musical taste and kind of what I want to do musically and what interests me personally musically is not the same anymore. And I guess when I was 25, I didn't care about jazz, and I sort of this is just an example. I would just dismiss it kind of wholly. But now at the stage of my life that I'm in now, I'm kind of into that stuff, and it's just one example.
Right.
Is that I just feel like I've changed, and my motivation around certain things have changed.
That totally makes sense. You know, it's funny that you brought up the jazz thing. Mel and I, just the other day, I don't remember what we were listening to.
Yeah, we were listening to jazz.
But I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And Mel goes, "Are we at that age now where we're appreciating jazz? Like, this is it. We've reached it. We're grandparents now, and now we're listening to jazz."
Well, it wasn't even the listening aspect. It was like the appreciation of it. We were like, "Oh my God, listen to that!"
That's amazing.
You know, we're like so into the music, and it wasn't just like on in the background. We were actively listening, and so it made me think that, like, oh my God, we're appreciating jazz. That means we're at that time in our life. Like,
we're on our way to dying.
There is more behind us than there is in front of us.
I totally understand what you're saying, and I think like you said, that's a Buddhist thing, but that's really similar for everybody. The things that I liked when I was 20 are definitely not the things that I'm into now. Thank God. And
some things are the same, but like when I was strangely, when I was that age, and it manifests itself very much in Wrinkle Neck Mules. Like, I really wanted to be, even though I don't have the talent, I wanted to be a bluegrass musician. And I grew up in Virginia, and I wanted to sing like that, and I wanted the harmonies to be structured like that. And I still like that stuff, but I've just migrated away from it.
Yeah. I'm like that with like metal music. I used to just love heavy, hard, angsty, angry music, and I can't do it anymore. It hurts. It hurts. It makes me anxious.
What were you into? Like the screamo stuff, or like?
No, I'm 49, so like I'm talking like early Slayer, Venom, Exodus, like that early Pantera. Yeah, exactly. And then like all the punk rock stuff from back then too.
Do you like Danzig?
Oh my God, I love Danzig.
I'm going to tell you an embarrassing secret.
I love Danzig, man.
So I have the cover of the Sam Hain album on my thigh.
So you do like that?
I loved Danzig.
Yes.
Yes.
But kind of going along back to what you said about the structural drift, like when you're 20, you're not even yourself yet. You're just becoming yourself. So how could you possibly operate from the same position when you're 40? You're not establishing yourself anymore. You are established. You're building on what was your 20s. And well, whether, hopefully you said, but it doesn't have to be successful or not. You're still not just starting out. So that definitely lends itself to bringing in more influence musically, fashion, like all kinds of stuff.
Something that you said I want to ask you about, you mentioned the darker part of the forest. And that is, I'm realizing as I'm moving through life that what I used to think was the darker part of the forest isn't necessarily quite so dark. And you know what I mean? Like my taste has changed, and so my frequency shifted with it. And there's a predilection in myself to gravitate towards that. And I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about like what you think it is inside of you that draws you to that thing.
Just being introspective, and sort of constantly thinking and sort of studying, people who I think have excelled at articulating those things. Like Leonard Cohen comes to mind as someone. I'm a really big fan of Bonnie Prince Billy, Will Oldham, and in fact, the way that I came to work with Mark Nevers is because of my real love for an album that Mark produced for Bonnie Prince Billy called Master and Everyone, which is a whisper of an album. And it's dark, but beautiful at the same time.
Right.
And so I think it's just introspection and trying to work out the never-ending Rubik's Cube of what it's like to be alive, of being alive and solving your problems and contemplating where you stand versus the rest of the universe. I guess that sounds a little bit
No,
that's
cosmic, but
no, that's right on par, especially right now. How can you not contemplate the bigger things? Because there's nothing else to think about, right? There's no distraction. You don't have to run to the store real quick to get anything because you should definitely be stocked up, and you're not going to be waiting in an airport traveling because there's nowhere to go. So like all those kind of like background thoughts, those big ones, they start to come forward. And I think what's fantastic about all the musicians that we interviewed in the last year, 2020, and then now is that like the quality of the conversations is completely different. There's no rushing. There's no show you just played to riff off of. There's no show that you're going to talk about. So who is this person? Who is this person in Leon 3? Who is this person, in Wrinkle Neck Mules or whatever, Wrinkle Neck Mules? Like it has been so helpful, like personally. I almost feel selfish to hear everybody's, interior thoughts because it's going on in me too and in all of us here. And the fact that you put things to music, that's the beautiful part of it. So you're talking about it now, but you're also putting it to music because, gosh, a lot of the albums I've heard, it seems like it was written for this time. And they were all produced and done in 2020.
Yeah.
It's like, how the hell do you guys know, or did you know, or what? Like, do you find that when you listen back to music, that like it becomes current and even almost prophetic in your now time?
Well, I feel like we all interpret lyrically, we interpret music through our own lens and what we hear, and we apply our own lives to it and the shit that we're going through and all that. And so you're like, well, of course, Leonard Cohen was talking about me right there. And so I think that's certainly happening as it relates to this year, as we all took this introspective turn, willingly or unwillingly, and so when you listen, you're like, oh man, this is sort of giving me the vibe of right now, the present.
Yeah, it's go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say the one that like kind of prophetic is the first album, Leon III, starts off with "Maybe I'm Immune." I mean, that kind of
the beginning of that song's fantastic. But I just have to say,
that's what it's going to ask about. Me and Aaron, when we listened to that song, we definitely heard, and this is going to lead to a question here. We heard like a tickling of like Jerry Garcia guitar opening of Morning Dew. In that. And I'm curious if you guys, that's something that definitely changed Aaron and my lives early on, and Melanie's as she came on board, like the bus, whatever, is Grateful Dead's music and Jerry's, style. I'm just wondering how that has influenced.
So the Dead is probably one of the largest central themes musically to my whole life. It's one of the ones that's stuck around through all the structural drift, because you can sort of go from the bluegrass side all the way to the song side. I mean, the beautiful songs, all the way to the cosmic. And so in a lot of ways, the Dead has been the pole star throughout for me personally. I'm old enough where I was able to see, I saw the Dead. I grew up in Virginia, so one of my earliest memories actually or one of my earliest musical memories was being with my dad. He had taken me to his work on a Saturday or something, and for some reason we had to go down and drive around where the Richmond Coliseum is, and it was 1985. Ooh. And I was 10 years old and saw out the window this absolutely crazy scene that I had no idea what to think it was. And it turned out to be the time that the Dead got banned from Richmond because of the fans stormed the gate, and it was a big ordeal. But that I remember seeing that, and everyone, the sort of the technicolor of all the people and all that. And whereas I think my dad thought that it would be repugnant to me, it was actually something that I was like, what is that?
Uh-huh.
I need to know what that is, and where are those shirts that people are wearing? So I saw the Dead multiple times at RFK Stadium and Merriweather Post Pavilion and Nassau Coliseum. And finally, they let Jerry Band come back to Richmond, and that happened in '93 or '94. So I saw that. But anyway, the Dead is a central inspiration for me, as it is with you all.
Yes.
In particular, I'm drawn to sort of the beautiful songs. And that's one thing I think is often overlooked by people that aren't Dead people, is that they sort of think of the Dead as a thing, and they don't realize that it was really based in songs, really quality songs.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up writing a lot of songs that are in the vein of something like Black Muddy River or Mississippi Half Step or Sugary, like that tempo, that sort of vibe.
I get it.
The mid-tempo, beautiful Jerry jams.
Dude, it's so strange. Having been around it for as long as I've been around it now, that when I put on new music, I can you can taste the flavor in the stew, so to speak. Like, oh, there's an influence here, and I can't put my finger on it, but it's very distinct. Mm-hmm. And like Apple said, when we put that one on, I was like, oh shit, sounds like the beginning of Morning Dew, but like cool. Like,
yeah. And drippy. Mason plays from the same kind of place. He loves the Dead as well. But the fun part about it is that, I can sort of start with the frame of a song, like Fly Migrator, which is a song that's on the new album, that when my demo version sounded pretty deady, and the song, then you bring in someone like Kai Welch, who was playing like really freaky synths on it, mm-hmm. and Matt Pence, who doesn't come from a Dead kind of space at all, playing drums, and so the translation is very different.
So
and it's something new, and something unique, and it doesn't come off at all like we're cloning or something like that.
Not at all.
At least I think so.
No, not even a little bit.
You know what it does? Because they were outside. I was taking a shower. I was listening to I'm Immune. I heard it too. And what it does is it makes you feel comforting.
Yeah.
The same way that when you go see them and you hear that song that you wanted to call in your head by yourself, it's like, oh, they're here too. Like, it's totally your own thing. Like the music, like I said, that song was beautiful. The beginning was incredible, but it's comforting. And it's like that little secret handshake is what it feels like. If you catch that riff, then you know where I got that from. But here's my version. Here's my song.
It's yeah. There's a feeling to the music of Leon III that Mel just brought up that is pretty consistent with the new stuff and the last album. And I wonder if it's intentional for you, if it's something you're doing for yourself, is that, like she said, there, it's comforting. It has a slight darkness to it, the ethereal quality.
Yeah.
But
floaty.
It's last night I was sitting out there. I usually have some drinks on Friday night and listen to your music. I came up with it hauntingly beautiful.
Yeah.
I was sitting outside Pacific Northwest, the breeze kind of blowing, really dark out, and I was spooked but also intrigued, and the music was like the soundtrack
And
to
it's
it.
comfortable.
It's very comfortable.
Yeah, so
It's kind of like the womb, you know, like nobody thinks about this, but like the womb is like this dark place. There's no light in there, but it's cozy and you don't want to leave it. You know, sometimes it's, you know, like being in your shit is comfortable. I mean, I hate to say it that way, but it's true. That's why everybody's laughing.
From now on, when people ask me what kind of music I make, I'm just saying, music of the womb.
Music of the womb.
But it's true, man, because I heard a little bit of Pink Floyd, like that kind of floaty, just you don't know where it's going to land, and then it lands on these beautiful soft lyrics, and that's it's very transportive, the music to me. Like that's what it felt like.
Yes.
What I was wondering is, like, when you're writing, are you looking to make something that's comforting to you, or is it just that's what's coming out? It's set break.
It's set break.
Time for you to hear
You know what?
some.
I'm all Uchi. I need
Uchi?
Yeah, I'm Uchi. I need something to settle me down and get ready for.
I
the
have
second
just the
set.
thing for you, dude.
What?
You should head over to Define Premium Cannabis, one location in Hillsboro, one in Forest Grove. If you live here in Portland, Define has the best cannabis products that can be found anywhere in the state. Period. End of story.
Wow.
I know the guy that buys the shit. He's sitting right here.
Hey.
And it is actually premium cannabis. It is not just a thing that they say in the name. It's a guy that's been smoking weed and connoisseuring cannabis his whole life, and he finds the best strains, dabs,
And the newest products too.
Yeah, our dab game is strong.
yeah.
Dab
like what?
game strong.
What's your favorite
Tincture
dab you
game
got
strong.
right now?
Artifact Extracts is a great company we deal with, and Dr. Jolly's. We have so many. It would take forever to list them all.
Yeah. So I mean,
The
look at
better
that.
way to do it is just to stop by either the Forest Grove location or the Hillsboro location. And if you stop by the Hillsboro location Monday through Friday,
Apple is going to come out of the back dressed like a 1980s style skateboarder.
Yeah.
And he's going to do an ollie, and he's going to go over to the case and
Grind
find
the
the
case.
exact cannabis product that is perfect for you, exactly what you need. So
when he's done ringing you up,
What?
let him know that you're part of the family.
Yeah, because if you tell them that you're a listener of No Simple Road, they are going to give you 10% off.
10%.
And on your first visit, they're going to give you a free t-shirt as well. So that 10% off is good for every time you go in. So head over to Define Premium Cannabis, one in Hillsboro, one in Forest Grove. Ask for Apple, get 10% off, get a free t-shirt, get some good weed.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah, man. And then go to shoptourbus.com online or at shoptourbus on Instagram.
Why would we do that?
Well, okay, look.
Well, my shirt's all sweaty from the first set. So
okay.
You don't want to be all stinky and sweaty. And also,
No,
you
you
don't
don't.
want to roll into that first show back from quarantine in the same old shit you were wearing last year. You're going to be that guy? Come on. Or that girl?
No,
don't be
we're not.
Don't be that person. So go to shoptourbus.com and
Get
go
your new
check
truck
out
and tee.
the new truck and tee, the Let It Grow, the Steal Your Tape, the Blue Light Cheap Hotel.
They love each other.
All these designs are Grateful Dead inspired, but not on the nose. They are the best Grateful Dead inspired designs on the internet, on the
With the
digital.
most quality fabrics too. You put that t-shirt on, your skin's going to thank you for it.
Look, here's the deal, man. All bullshit aside, they're awesome. When we started getting sponsored for No Simple Road by them, I was so stoked because what they do is different than anybody else. They create a hand-designed box with a Grateful Dead lyric on the inside. They take a lot of care and intention and love in putting the box together. They send you all kinds of extra stuff, stickers and little secret things that you only find out what it is if you order from them. And
because every box is different.
some lucky people are getting miracled with actual Grateful Dead bootlegs on the inside of their box. So go to
This is one of those things you open the box and you feel the love and intention that went into this from everybody over there at Shop Tour Bus.
Yeah,
and
man.
everybody could use a good surprise these days. You know, get yourself something you expected and then open the box and get some fun, unexpected treasures.
And then when you take that excitement, then you pass it on and you order one as a gift for somebody and blow their mind.
That's right.
Totally blow their mind. It is one of the coolest things to get as a gift. I know
Yes,
from personal experience.
we've all have done that
Yes,
for each
we
other
have.
here.
So go to shoptourbus.com online to order your shirt, or go check out what they do at Shop Tour Bus on Instagram and put in the promo code No Simple Road. When you check out, they're going to give you free shipping, and support the No Simple Road family, man, and the Grateful Dead family. And let's take care of each other. And set breaks over.
Uh-oh. Lights are going
Back to
down. Here we
Leon the
go.
Third.
The third's coming back on.
Let's get back to the show.
Pleasure dance. If you plan ice, you're gonna.
I think it's the latter. I think it's just what's coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just what's coming out, and I think that I always sort of write in. It's very abstract, but it's there's a lot of connectivity to the songs, and so it's like the sequence of an album is very intentional, and you know we very much try to create albums, despite the fact that that's not really commercially what people do anymore.
Right.
I'm setting out to create an experience like the one that Apple had, and it's very reassuring to hear that someone actually went on the journey with us, and that's what we're trying to do, is sort of take you through this emotional journey, and you can interpret it however you want. Yeah.
Talking about an emotional journey, we haven't even brought up the videos at all.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So first question I have for you is, where the hell did you find your outfits?
So I'm not in the Fly Migrate. Well, I don't know which ones you're referencing.
I'm talking about is it the Whisper?
Yeah, just Whispers.
Yeah, just
yeah.
like the cool 70s. Aaron was like, I wish I could find clothes like that, dude.
You wouldn't believe it, but I actually had all of that shit.
What?
In like a costume, like closet, and but it paid off.
Yeah.
I kept that stuff around for years, and I was like, what am I ever going to do with this?
And it
sure
still
enough,
fits?
Yeah, that video is pretty out there.
Can you tell us a little bit about like making those videos and what the idea was behind it? Let's start with that one. The Whisper is Ours.
Yeah,
because there's a whole story there.
Yeah, so this, I almost hate to say it because the song is not literal at all, not a literal accounting, but I live in Houston, and there was this news event here a number of years ago where a woman and her boyfriend paid who they thought was a hitman to kill their former spouses.
Okay.
And it's a very dark. It's a very dark tale. It didn't end well.
Okay.
But the person they paid was an undercover police officer, right? So it's kind of the stuff of true crime drama or something. And so that whole story was kind of just circling in my mind, and it wasn't really. The song is by no means a story about that news event, but it was intended to be about this, about sharing a secret with someone that you think is true, and then it proves to be untrue later on.
Okay.
So it could be anything, not necessarily something as dramatic as trying to kill your
murder your ex-spouse.
So so there's this guy named Joshua Shoemaker who's a video director in Nashville. He directed a video for us for the last album for Between the Saddle and the Ground. He has this kind of David Lynch angle on things and the way he shoots. And he's done videos for a lot of other notables like Margot Price or Ron Gallo, and et cetera, et cetera. And so anyway, I sort of told him the story or sent him a news article about the story. And when we were going to do that video, and but I said, look, man, we're not going to do a literal counting of this. We just need to rethink the whole thing. So he was instantly like, well, we cannot use a real female interest in this, or else it's going to come off like really serious and maybe a little bit too dark.
Okay.
So his initial idea was to put Mason in drag, and I wasn't able to sell that.
Mason wasn't having
Mason
it.
wasn't down.
So the fallback was this hippopotamus, and it turned out to be great. And
Oh yeah.
really funny, or unsettling, I guess is maybe the other way to say it. And we went all around Nashville, including to the Tennessee State Fair. And let me tell you, you haven't lived until you go around the Tennessee State Fair holding hands with a person in a hippopotamus.
The shot of you two on the merry-go-round holding hands, and you're laughing, and I said to myself as I was watching, I'm like, I guarantee that laughter is real.
It was real. I will tell you that Mason in the costume was not laughing.
Oh,
What a good
But
sport still.
he
Yeah.
was a sport about it.
In the previous video that Joshua did, Mason had to shave my head and my beard. And so the joke is now in the next video, like what
can
You
you
guys
to
are
top it? Yeah,
torture each other.
you know, light me on fire. So, is Joshua the same guy that did Fly Migrator?
No, Fly Migrator was done by a friend of mine named Mark Henning, who's a musician from Austin, but who also dabbles in video work. And I was looking to do a video for Migrator, but it's 10 minutes long, and which that's like 3 music videos for other stuff. And so it's daunting and not an easy task. And so Mark was willing to take it on, and I basically just said, you interpret the song. Like I'm not giving you any guidance. You do whatever it is you want to do. And he came up with this really freaky insect thing that it doesn't really drag. You think a 10-minute video, you'd be pretty over it after a short amount of time, but it doesn't drag. It's kind of moves real slowly, kind of like the song. So yeah.
Well, it does. Like you just say, it pulls you in. It doesn't seem like 10 minutes once you've watched it. It pulls you in, and you're just like, what? You just want to know what is going to happen next. Like, what is going on here?
I'm curious. I know what I thought, and I don't usually do this. It's weird that we're talking about this kind of stuff, but like, I have my interpretation of what I saw in that video of like the fly has these jars of liquid, and he's strategically placing them throughout the area in different locations, leaving them. And I even said it to Apple. I was like, he's leaving his larva all over the place so that he could like spread himself all over. But like, I'm curious what your thoughts are, how he interpreted that.
I don't know if I've ever even really thought about how I would describe it. It was more just an emotional reaction to it, like that, like you had, like the mystery of what was going on with the jars, and it's a cool thing because even though it's my music video or our music video, I'm very much the consumer of it too, because I wasn't there and I wasn't in his mind, and I've never even asked him like what happened when the guys in the other suits are suddenly there and our fly buddy is being apprehended. Like what's going on there?
Why'd he get busted?
That's a lot of trust in your friend there.
Yeah, he's a creative guy, and he plays in a number of notable. He's the drummer for Black Joe Lewis and the Honey Bears, who is a band that some people know. And,
it's a great name.
And he plays in his own band called the Cold Jack. Anyway, he's a creative guy, and I was willing to do the trust fall with him.
Good job, man. Worked out. Yeah, good fall. So, you mentioned, another album maybe coming out of the wonderful world of COVID, and this one you said is coming out in March, right?
That's right, March the 5th or 6th, whatever that Friday is, the 5th, I think.
Will you write that down, Mel?
Yep.
Traditionally, an album be released would be accompanied by a tour and press and all the fun stuff that goes along with it. How have you pivoted? What's the plan?
I was hoping y'all would tell me.
Oh shit! Okay, all right, here we are.
I'm gonna go on the No Simple Road podcast.
There it is.
I'm gonna talk about it, and sky's the limit.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a good place to start. I would if I was a musician right now.
Yeah.
Y'all have had a lot of people that I either know or admire, so I'm just joking. I don't know quite yet, to be honest with you.
That's fine.
We're looking at a variety of things, and I think that most musicians are in a position right now where they don't quite know when the whole thing's going to break open. People were thinking May, and that seems early yet, and then so I don't know. We've contemplated doing just a house tour for people that are existing fans and who maybe want to have 15 or 20 people to their home and do something, or outside. We've contemplated trying to just do a big production video thing in either Austin or Nashville, which is where most of our band members are housed, guys that typically play with us. I played a few solo shows in the last few months, one in Austin and one here in Houston, that were socially distanced. And at the time it felt fine to do that, but it doesn't feel fine anymore necessarily. Things are not great here.
You mean safety wise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And although Texas is certainly compared to Oregon or California is pretty open, but it doesn't feel wholly responsible necessarily to be out playing shows. So we're watching and waiting to see. Honestly, if it doesn't look like things are going to open up, I think I'm going to take the opportunity to record another album.
Wow.
And that's it's very strange to go do that when you haven't even put the one album out yet.
Yeah.
And you maybe don't, but I think that come April or May, I might do something recording wise, and just have something in my back pocket for later.
And just think, I mean, if that ends up being the case, when things do open back up and you are able to play out again, you're going to have this mother load of stuff that you can bring out and let run around. Yeah.
It's always hard to find time to record anyway. And so why not just take the opportunity? I mean, I feel like I've got the songs, or I'm closing in on it. And so I don't know. I wish I could answer your question.
No, that was a fair answer. That did it.
Andy, what about live streams? Are you into live streams, and have you done any of those?
I've done some, and I think what I'd like to, most of the ones I've done, I've just done by myself.
Okay.
And I want to do a big production live stream, maybe multiple nights or something with and I think if I get to the end of February and it doesn't look like there really is going to be any touring of any variety, we'll probably go ahead and start putting that together. Something to celebrate the release of the album anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
And to give my idle hands something to play with.
I hear you, man.
What is an artist without their, their observers and their appreciators? That is something that
a recluse.
Right? No, it's so true. Like, you have this dope stuff, this amazing, like, heartfelt, like, great things, and then it's like, but who do I show it to? And
I mean, luckily luckily and unluckily, there's all of these outlets to get feedback from people, and but they're not the same.
No.
The actually going out there and playing and seeing how people feel about it and and how they react is, you can't replace that with some social media like or
comments.
You can't. That's weird.
It doesn't feel the same. I brought this up in an interview a few days ago, but Trey Anastasio from Fish did those 13 nights from the Beacon Theater, and with an empty theater, of course.
Yeah.
And they streamed it live on Twitch for free, which was awesome. And then people donated all this money to the this foundation that's helping addicts get clean, which is amazing. But it was really weird watching it, man, because they would just kill it. These amazing jams and, backup singers, a horn section, violins, the whole 9 yards. And then the song ends and it's crickets and Trey's reading comments from Twitch. and I'm like, it's hard to watch. It hurts. It does. It like hurts my soul, man. Like, wow. And there's such a important part of music, especially for the kind of music that you make and that we like, the element of the interaction between the crowd and the musician, and having that musical communication through the vibe of the room that you're in with those people and having it play with the music and the whole thing. It's got to be a weird adjustment to try and just, all right, I'm going to get my guitar and go live stream on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah. And I mean, Leon the Third is still, it's a thing we're trying to reach more people's ears. We want more people to hear it.
Right.
And, the Spotify algorithm and all that's all great, but, it doesn't feel the same as, going and opening for someone or going on a tour where you're the support and finding people that are like, whoa, man, I thought the opening band was going to suck. I
love that. I love when that happens, man. And another cool part of all that, what you're talking about too, is like, hey man, have you heard of so-and-so? You got to check them out. Like that word of mouth thing is huge. And I've found that's how I got turned on to the Dead like that, like that's huge. And so if and when you decide to do a production style thing and put it out, please let us know, man, for real.
Sure.
I'll help any way I can, like get the word out there to as many people as possible.
Well, thank you.
Because it's super worthy. And
absolutely.
Like I said in the beginning, one of my things that's got me through all this crap that we've all been through in the past years, finding gems of new music. And Emily sent you guys to me, and she was like, "Oh, I got these guys. I think you'll dig them. Give them a listen. Let me know." And 3 notes. Seriously, man. I was like, holy shit. I'm emailing her back like, yes, quick, anytime, make it happen. But that's wonderful to find that. And I'm wondering, have you found anything that has really rung your bell during all this that's new for you?
I mean, one thing that is consistently shocking to me is that the world of music is so big. And every day, I mean, like, I don't have enough hours in the day. Every day somebody sends me something, or I discover something that I really didn't even know existed before. And I'm like, holy shit. What is this? How come I didn't know about? How did I miss this? I'm trying to think of, just off the top of my head, an example that has come to me recently. Like, I mean, I might be slow to the party, but there's this band called Broadcast. Do you know who that was?
No.
And I didn't either. And the girl that was the main singer for Broadcast passed away, apparently, like a decade ago. But it's sort of this 60s sounding, really cool, beautiful music that I didn't know. I mean, like, it just came to me. Someone sent it over to listen to, and I was like, where have I been on
this
Broadcast?
party? So,
and like that, I feel like that just like, the chain is so long of, like, the one, whenever I get like pissed off and think that we're all the worst, I see what people are doing creatively, and I'm just like, this is awesome. We're not as bad or as doomed as I thought we were.
No, that's definitely a underscored thing that I've had to hang on to through this, is that there is hope, and that love is a real thing, and that
people are truly awesome.
Yeah. At the bottom of all of it, there is goodness in most people. I'm not going to say all, but most.
I think every single one of us, we've all been the jerk that cut somebody else off unknowingly. We've all been the heel in life. And so we have been. And then
to ourselves and others.
Yeah. And so it's only like, it only makes sense that we can also be the opposite of that, be like the healing aspect, the healing force, the creative force, the inspiring force,
Yeah, it is. It's one of the things, like you said, that gives us hope that there's still light at the end of this weird tunnel that we're all in. And one of the, I'll share a couple with you that have hit us. International Orange. You ever heard of them?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
International Orange?
Yeah.
Yes.
Check it out.
Jazzy.
We were talking jazz. This is.
Oh gosh, you're really gonna like them,
shit.
Andy.
And then another one that's come our way. This is a funny story. Do you like funk? Good, like soul, funky, good shit. Okay, so we had a small get together here at the house, and we were all tripping, and it was the end of the night, and we were like super tired, and we had a projector in the living room. And we had some friends here, and I was like, yeah, I'm still really high, but I'm going to go to bed. And they're like, before you go to sleep, we want one last song. And I'm like, okay. And they put this band on, and like an hour and a half later, I'm sitting there with the shaker, like grooving, dancing in the living room. It's this band called Diggin' Dirt.
All right, I'm making some notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Diggin.
So
Diggin' Dirt.
There's a couple for you that have come our way, that have
Escaper
become.
is another one that I really just so love, and they're Canada.
No, they're from back east. He's from New York.
Oh,
yeah.
who am I thinking of that's from Canada?
Apollo
Sons.
Sons.
That's another one. Okay.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah, he can just keep going.
I got to keep going all day.
Well, but this is what's great about the show. I mean, you joked about it a little bit, but what it has done is it made me realize that this is a platform. This is a miniature, stage, and virtual, yeah. And we've gotten to hear and bring to our audience the most amazing bands that honestly nobody would have ever found out about.
You had my buddy Tony from Wood and Wire.
Oh,
dude,
Tony! We love that interview.
Mm-hmm.
He was so upbeat.
We Leon the Third has played, done 2 tours with Mother Hips as well. I know you had Tim.
Yeah, Tim's that's a hell of a story right there, man.
Dude, yeah.
Fuck. That's like perseverance plus 1,000.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But, I mean, I always liked the Mother Hips, of
course.
Before I was, and so it was super fun to tour with them. It was one of those ones where you're the opener, but every night you end up in the crowd.
Yeah. See, I can't, man. I can't wait, Andy. I know that like after the Black Plague was the Renaissance, and after the Spanish flu was the Roaring '20s, and so at the end of this is a fucking party waiting for all of us, and I'm really looking forward to getting there.
Yeah, it's coming. I think
Andy, what is your favorite venue that you've played?
What's your favorite kid?
yeah. It's so hard to say, but the one that is in my mind, the first one that popped in my mind, and this is really speaking solely for Leon the Third, because Wrinkle Neck Mules, we would play 150 shows a year for a number of years, and so I've seen a lot of venues, but and it's maybe because I'm just holding on to this moment, but we played at the Bowery Ballroom in New York in January of 2020, which was on the last tour that we did before we got shut down, and it was awesome. We played with a band called Future Birds, who y'all may know.
I've heard of Future Birds.
Okay. Yeah, you should know. They're into the Dead too. You like them. We played with Future Birds, and it was packed, and it was super fun. And being in New York is such a great vibe. And we had gone the night before to the Village Vanguard, which is like a famous jazz club there, and seeing Julian Lage. Do you know who he is?
No.
Freaking. You check him out, Lage, Julian Lage. He's a ridiculous guitarist. And he had this dude, Dave King, who is in a jazz band called The Bad Plus, which is like, The Bad Plus to me is like one of the sickest jam bands out there. They're just shredder. It's just a trio. Anyway, he had Dave King on the drums. And so we went to the Village Vanguard one night because we had a night off, and then we played the Bowery the next night, and that seemed like a really nice 2 venues.
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah,
probably my favorite venues in my hometown, Richmond, Virginia, a place called the Broadberry, and they put on big, great production and awesome crew and all that. And that's just probably where I played the most.
It's funny you mentioned that. Just today, I was on Instagram and I saw a post somebody, and it said, "What venue do you miss the most?" And I looked in the comments, and everybody's just like all of them.
Anyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
One with people in it, but there's one up here called the Crystal Ballroom.
Yeah.
And I miss that place, man. I miss being sweaty and smelling.
And it's kind of dank,
and
it's dank and old, and
yeah. Well, I appreciate.
I just want to throw that out there because it leaves it on a high, you know, and makes you remember playing your awesome shows.
I appreciate you hanging out with us, Andy. Thanks, man.
It's been a real pleasure.
Super fun.
And I just want to personally thank you to say thank you for your music and your lyrics. I'm not a big lyricist guy like Aaron is, but I really was paying attention to your stuff. I personally really love the From These Heights song off the first album. Just some of them just really kind of pull at some emotions, and thank you for that and sharing it.
That may or may not be a political statement.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We'll take it.
Yeah. So seriously, man, like stay in touch. I'm gonna I'll send Emily my cell number for you. And
that would be awesome.
Yeah, stay in touch and let me know what you got coming up, and when you do the next album or your thing that you're thinking about doing, let me know and you come back on and we'll talk about it.
We'll do. Once the vinyls come off the press, I'll make sure someone ships some.
Oh, heck
Right on, man.
yeah.
I can't wait to hear the rest of the new album.
I think y'all, based on the conversation, I think y'all like it.
Can't wait, man.
We're already digging on it, man. And thank you so much for sharing your time, your energy, your truth. Like, it's always so... It's just refreshing to, like Aaron said at the beginning, talk to somebody that's not in our home, but also somebody who's still creating through this. Because sometimes I feel like I could be doing a little bit more, but we get in that shit place that we were talking about. But the fact that you're doing it, you're recording another album, you have this one on the burner ready to come out. It's just really encouraging and super rad. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you all. I will say that it's. We're Leon the Third's not the biggest band in the world, not a household name, and it's really nice to talk to people who, engage with it and put the time in and really ask insightful questions and really genuinely care. So thank you very much.
Right on, Andy.
Yeah.
Be safe out there, man, and take care of yourself, brother.
All right, guys. Peace.
Talk to you
out.
soon.
They blew dressing gown and your braided hair. Can you feel the weight of the flower? It was me who placed them there. It was me who placed them there. It was me who placed them there.
Wow, cool guy, man.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I like him. He's just like,
Yeah, like I want
right-
to go hang. Let's go to dinner, Andy. Let's go hang out.
Yeah, come hang out with us,
Yeah,
Andy.
let's have some food and wine and laughs
Yeah,
and it's just
smoke
a
a bowl.
good time.
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh,
you know
this just proves.
what? There's no good music anymore.
No,
Oh,
this just proves, one, how dope people can really be.
and how cool Emily is for sending
How
us that.
fantastic Emily is, and what a great space No Simple Road has become.
Yeah, that's what it went from. We love everybody that listens to the show, but now it's not just, our listeners are like us. We're music fans.
Yeah,
That's
thanks
why
for
we
growing
started
with
this.
us.
Now we have musicians that listen and want to be on, like him say, you've had some of my friends on, man. Of course I want to be on. That's really cool.
That's a
to
trip.
be that thing.
It's like, honestly, being a virtual platform, a virtual venue is, we're the action in 2020. That, you know what I'm saying? Like the action that people want to come on, because one, like he said, we are excited and we do listen, and maybe he hasn't been in our radar for years and years, but now that he's here, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
know?
not going away.
And that's what I love about what No Simple Road is personally, like as a listener and as a host, has brought to me, is like the influx of all this new music and these people's brains. And then now I get to keep them for going forward.
I think about it like, what an honor it is. So let me back up. I remember the kid, 18-year-old me, in my first parking lot, my first shakedown, how in awe I was of what I saw and how crazy it was to get turned on, and the whole journey from then to now. And I remember those people along the way that were like, hey man, you should check this out. Hey man, you would like this band. And those were important people in my life. They gave me these little gifts along the way. And then now it's an honor to be that thing, that person that can, hey, check this out. I think you'll really like this based on who we all are.
What I think about is, remember how important MTV was to all of us, that when it first
shit.
came out?
Yeah.
It's
Why?
where you found about
Exactly.
everything.
You found out about music. You saw the new videos. You were excited. Like, you stayed up late for the video releases. And like, it is, I always loved that. That's why I loved MTV so much when I was back in the day. Like, the VJs and just the idea of bringing something to the masses that was unknown.
Well, and then they had the excitement of sharing that with, remember, see, you haven't seen that video yet?
Yes, or
Let's
recording
go watch
it.
I want to go watch this with you. I want to sit there while you hear it and discover it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we just got a bunch of discoveries from him. We just shared stuff with him.
Oh, I
and he
wrote
gave
it.
us a
I wrote
bunch
it down,
more.
man. I'm really excited to listen
And-
to Julian.
I forgot to tell you guys.
What?
International Orange sent us more music than we can ever listen to in our lifetime.
shit.
When he
'cause
talked
we
about
asked about
sharing that stuff.
Oh my
He
gosh.
sent like 5 complete folders of maybe 100 songs in each folder, and there's so much music, and it's like
All amazing.
stuff that you would listen to like in your house in the Bronx back.
Oh,
in-
really?
Yeah, like cool world music and
Right
Spanish
on.
stuff.
I'm super
and,
excited.
I forgot to tell you guys about that.
We got to say, too, dang, Emily, everything you send
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
You're always on point. You
no
know,
stinkers.
I can't wait to meet you,
she's
Emily.
She's like when you go to like your favorite restaurant and you walk in and they're like, oh, would you like the usual? I know what you like. Here's some awesome stuff.
I don't even. You just sit down and they just start bringing you delicious food.
You're like, oh, oh my gosh, I love this too.
If you hear that, Emily,
Thanks,
I hope
Emily.
you know that's a compliment.
Oh, completely.
Guys, Leon III, go on a ride. I suggest. I mean, you don't have to listen to me. What do I know? Who am I? But like, get some headphones and go on the trip. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, all music is great for all things. It's fine. But this is special. It's textural. It's layered. It's thick. It's a journey. Like he said, he wants to take you somewhere. So put on some headphones.
Yeah, headphones sometimes for certain songs or certain albums are a necessity.
Radiohead.
Oh, yeah. You hear it out loud, it's fine, no big deal. But when you want to get in it, put them
Floyd.
headphones on.
Yeah. Tame Impala's like that. Like, yeah. So anyway, Leon III, you guys go support
Andy,
him, follow
thank
him.
you. Mason, you weren't here to represent, but he represented beautifully. So
Very
thank you
well.
for what you do in Leon
and hey,
3.
Mason.
Thanks for dressing like the hippo.
Yeah, the hippo is
Being a
dope.
sport.
Fuck yeah. And go watch their videos too, you guys. I mean, we just talked about 2 of them, and they're really, really trippy and fun. So.
Yes, their visual like splendor for the eyes.
So, hey, everybody, check it out. No Simple Road is your connection to the artists and the musical community right now.
That's right.
And we would appreciate it if you would partner with us in that venture. If you think of us, like Melanie said, and we are a venue.
We are a venue.
Help keep this venue open. Save our stages. So we need your help. No Simple Road is on Patreon. Patreon.com/No Simple Road. And you know what to do over there. Go over, sign up, become a Chandonator, a patron of the show, and you are helping keep the doors open to this venue. So we love you and we appreciate all the people that have signed up in the past. We will be back with more stuff and things
Lots more
next
things.
week. Tell a friend about the show too, you guys.
We're just getting started, guys.
Yeah, shit's about to pop
It's
off.
about to pop off for reals.
You just wait. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Boom.
2021.
But it's a burden. Felony just been deferred, and hella means been the earth, and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a new born. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? No simple road. 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 My windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A=A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hey listeners, I want to tell you about the April-May 2023 issue of Relics magazine. Features a Dave Matthews Band cover story with additional articles and interviews with The National, Graham Nash, Wayne Shorter, ALO, Ivan Neville, our friend Eric Krasno and Stanton Moore, Marty Stewart, and much more. Check out the latest version of Relics and subscribe now at relics.com/DMB. Thanks, Relics.
Hey, this is Steve Choi, host of the Musicians Guild podcast, part of the Sound Talent Media podcast network. Within the 4 walls of the Musicians Guild, we'll be discussing the habits, idiosyncrasies, experiences, and general psychology of my friends and peers, all involved with music in various capacities. Listen and subscribe at soundtalentmedia.com.